Prepare to the
Dark. It was so dark. Johnny's thoughts could be aimed at anything else, but his mind stood focused on the void of light that his room currently was in. Neither friendly penumbra caused by streetlights nor friendly light creeping from the corridor. Nothing but darkness. It was fine, though. Why would such a big boy need something like a nightlight? No. Such things had become past just so long ago. He was over having to see to sleep. He was old enough to know there was absolutely nothing there hiding. And even if there was, why would it go after him? There's no such thing as ghosts, witches, or demons, and a burglar would never just go and outright murder someone. Yes, there was nothing to be worried about. He had just to stay quiet, and surely he would just sleep. He was closing his eyes, no thoughts, just letting himself rest. Tomorrow will begin as soon as he just sleeps. But he just couldn't. He knew it would start again. At any moment, the creaking in his closet would begin and haunt another night, and thanks to it, sleepless. But he couldn't spend another night without sleep. Dad would be even more mad than the last time. Look at your age, for God's sake. You can't just stay the whole night awake. And because of what? A weeping thing? That's stupid. No son of mine will just cry all night just because his closet is making noises. Things make noises. That's just how... He heard it. There it was. The creaking started again. The creaking that sobbed and made the floor around the closet wet with tears. The weeping creak that called Johnny. Things just make noises. You've wet your bed again? You're a shame on us. How could he not notice it all came from the closet? How could he not hear it? No, Johnny couldn't blame his father. He was a hard worker, and he surely loved his son. That's why he worked so hard, came home so late, and slept so deeply. It was getting louder, and a voice started calling, almost like a wimp. Johnny? Please help. No, it was nothing. The air hit the wood. The wood creaked. The wall leaked. He had only to ignore it. No more tricks played by his head. He was taking control and putting himself to sleep. Eyes closed. Help! No such thing as a thing in the closet. Please. Johnny got up. He looked at the direction of the closet. The voice paused, then wept harder. It almost sounded like a dog whining. The boy trembled. Seeking all of his strength, he managed to cry, "No! You stop! I need to sleep! Go away, you thing!" Silence. Now back to bed. Well, he would have gone if the closet's door hadn't opened itself suddenly. Deep within, something glimmered. Johnny could hear its faint sobbing. That was it, the last straw. He wouldn't take any more nonsense from such a weak, hiding thing in the closet. The closet wasn't very far, but still not close enough he wouldn't have to take half a dozen steps to take out whatever was inside of it. Well, he would just push it out and close the door. Whatever hid in the dark should be a wimp, for it cried for so many nights without ceasing, always asking for a little boy's help. It should be easy. First step. It shouldn't be big, should it? The boy wasn't sure. On one hand, it seemed clear it would be small and frail, since it called for help constantly and could only cry. On the other, it did manage to cry just so much. How could something nimble make such a huge, slimy and gross tear puddle? Another step. It didn't matter. He was a strong boy. The strongest boy, the pride of the family when it came to being strong. He was always told that, and even though Dad had stopped being told to him for a while, he was darn sure he could fight any monster that showed up in his way. Dad was going to be proud. One more step. And, in the worst of all cases, even if it wasn't small and somehow Johnny's incredible fighting prowess weren't enough to take it down, Father would most certainly hear the struggle, rush in, and join in the fight, assuring the defeat of the bad thing hiding in the dark. Just 2 steps left. But what if Johnny was wrong all along? What if he didn't have to resort to violence at all, unlike all he had taught so far? Maybe all could be solved without any fighting. Maybe he should just listen to the ceaseless help plea. It could be a test from above, and the only thing that would redeem the boy would be accepting the beast hiding deep within the closet, taking it kindly and offering it help. He could see its shade now. Something glimmered in the dark. It was bigger than he hoped. Its sobbing was starting to get fairly odd. 1 step remained. All was clear now. The thing shouldn't be fought. It was rather big, even though that didn't matter. Johnny had been taught that solution was never violence, even if he didn't quite see it happening any other way. He was going to be the better man, approach whatever hid in there, and do his best to help it. A hug would do, and then they would talk it out, see what's better, and make sure everything gets the best way possible for everyone. Time to get in. Inside, the thing's shape was still unclear in the dark. All that could be seen behind the hangers were several thin and tightly closed glimmers strewn in a long moon shape. These glimmers were where the drooly tears came from, as it made them shine and then fell to the floor in a disgusting manner. Above those, Johnny could feel a hot breeze hitting him in some sort of rhythm. Are those its eyes? That's why there are so many tears. It seemed to have a huge grimace, showing inscrutable pain. He tried to convince himself all was fine, yet he shivered, feeling stiff. Whatever laid before him was most certainly real, and yet like nothing that anyone of any age would deem possible. Words failed him, but the kid knew they were both in pain, both afraid, both not ready for what was to come. Even with the unknown laid before him, the child found in his pure heart home for empathy, and so he hugged the beast. Its eye opened, Its nose sensed the flesh. No cry was ever had, but held laughter. No sobbing was ever done, but drooling. The mouth opened, with its plentiful, thin, and tightly aligned teeth shining in the dark, and with a single motion, no scream could have ever been had from Johnny. It would take a while for it to hunger again, and the puddles were now scarlet. It's in the dustiest books that you may find the best stories.